Tell us a bit about the Arnold Classic Africa. Obviously, with it being a first here in South Africa, a lot of guys had their eyes on the competition. Tell us a bit about your experience. I mean, apart from obviously completely destroying the competition and being probably the most shredded I've ever seen you on stage, tell us about the overall experience.
Very daunting, to be honest. You see all these guys in your lineup. I think it was 16 or 17
and you have no idea where these guys are coming from, all over the world.
And you standing backstage and you just see the size of these guys. You think, Jesus Christ, how do these guys weigh under 90? Like the likes of Samir Trody, who's a pro now. He is an absolute mass monster. You think he can never be under 90. And then
I'm sure some of these guys are looking at you and going, how does that guy get so shredded?
Yeah, but you can't really take a look at yourself. So yeah, that was pretty daunting. But then seeing the scorecard afterwards, and as you said, you completely annihilated them. You think, oh geez, I've got no chance here. I think it was with Nkoleleko backstage. They called top 8. Hey, shot, we made top 8. Like, well done. Hey, then top 6. Hey, we're happy. We made top 6. And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, second, or 5th, 4th, 3rd, 6th.
No one's calling your name.
Geez, though, we could win this thing.
You could win this thing. Yeah. Okay.
So complete surprise to me, just seeing those guys on stage.
Okay. So prep going into the Arnolds versus the prep that you're doing now for the Arnolds Europe, completely different.
Yeah, a lot more intense.
A lot more intense.
A lot more intense.
Okay.
Definitely. A lot more workload.
Okay.
Definitely.
Give us an idea possibly of your workload, say in the off season versus the in season months.
Yeah, off season you're trying to put in more size, so you're training around bigger weights, less reps. In season now you can't really showboat. You can tear and injure, your joints are dry. So it's more focus, more concentration, full contraction, really feeling that muscle group that you're working. Drop sets, supersets, diminishing sets.
In the off season, you find yourself consuming just a lot more calories, or you find yourself actually sort of keeping your off season nutrition a lot cleaner, in the hope of maintaining more of an anabolic state.
I still believe in keeping your off season fairly clean, at least 1 or 2 cheat meals a week, but the rest still on par. Definitely. I don't believe in putting on 30-40 kilograms in off season and trying to strip it down. I like keeping fairly lean all year round.
Yeah.
Then you can see your weak points if they need more work or not. If you're covered in a lot of blubber kind of thing, you don't know what's growing, what's not growing.
Okay.
So keeping lean is definitely the way forward.
Obviously, the guys at SSN looking after you, sending you all the necessary supplements to keep you going.
Absolutely, yeah, they're an absolute star. Great to have them in the corner. I feel very blessed to have them on my side.
Fantastic. I think they've put a great team together and they've got some really class act athletes.
Great supplements, great supplements.
Okay, so the future for Dylan Ridley. After, obviously we mentioned we want to go for that prestigious pro card.
Absolutely.
We're hoping to make a big dent at the Arnold Classic Europe. And then from then on, hopefully it could be pro ranks.
Well, if it is pro ranks, then the hard work starts, eh? Then we
Then you got to go to Cape Town and stand in Mr. Earl Abrahams and
time to drop the hammer and really
drop the hammer and
focus,
really get some work done. I think that's when it really starts. A lot of amateurs think that their career started 20 years ago. I think that the bodybuilding career only really starts when the pro card gets delivered to the front door.
Then you have to really put on some size. We're a little bit small compared to the 212s.
Yeah.
We're going to compete against them.
Thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And we wish you all the best for the up and coming Arnold Classic Europe.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
And we know you'll do South Africa proud, and we really hope you come back with that pro card.
Me too. Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Cool.